The more you do right now to be prepared, to be top of mind, to stay in front of your clients for the next 6 months will be the most impactful thing you can do on your entire real estate career.
Some unlocking of inventory and some transactions increasing. And FallCon is going to be the things that you need to prepare for that moment of time. And you've said multiple times, hey, this is probably going to be the biggest change that we've seen from going from 4 million, but just back to a normal market because of the amount of inventory that we're adding, transactions that we're adding. So with that being said, FallCon is right around the corner with the 3 certifications. We've had to do some reworking of the schedule. You want to kind of walk us through what's changing and how that's going?
Super excited. A ton of work going into FallCon behind the scenes. And so for anybody who has not, been on Motivation Monday or not been paying attention, we do have our LPT FallCon coming up. We're pretty locked in. Workbooks are being printed. We finalized the schedule over the weekend. Really excited about this. And so if you are scheduled for FallCon, keep an eye on your email, final schedule, some check-in details, all kind of everything you need to know about getting to the hotel. That's interesting. Matt, I had to spend most of my weekend reworking the speaking schedules because we had a lot of people submit after the deadline. And so again, we want to make sure that if great content comes in, we still want to get it on stage, but it's really hard to get people to follow deadlines sometimes. And so we had some great content kind of come in after the deadline. And so I spent the weekend working with the team, getting everything re-put together because we got some really great content that came in after the deadline, and we didn't want to shut that down. So spent the weekend reworking the schedule, really proud of where we are. It's going to be an absolutely amazing 4 days for everyone who is coming to be a part of FallCon. Those 3 certifications are going to be massive. I'm impressed. Like when we set out, started talking about the 3 certifications maybe 2 or 3 months ago now, and I had a vision. I can tell you the quality of the content, the quality of the education has exceeded my expectations. Perfect. And so it's really been exciting. Leaning into AI more and more, that's, groundbreaking for our industry. And it's even moved a lot in the last 2 or 3 months since we started talking about it. The in-person influencer really taken an interesting leap forward there. And again, everything kind of works together. It's how we're using AI to then empower our ability to be the in-person influencer, how we're using that together with the price point step up. So I think what you're going to find is these 3 certifications really work in lockstep. And so, again, schedule got finalized this weekend. The team is prettying it up so we can mail it out, and really excited about that. So FallCon, going to be a massive success. If you are attending FallCon virtually, you want to go into Connect, and you want to click on this little tile that says FallCon Workbooks. You'll see there it says Virtual Attendees. If you are coming in person, we're going to hand you your workbooks when you get to the Marriott World Center on Wednesday. If you are attending virtually, you need to go into Connect, give us a shipping address, put everything in there so that your workbooks can be shipped to you, and they will arrive at your house on Wednesday. All right. Even though we're upgrading everyone to overnight shipping because I want to make sure they arrive not early. Like everyone's workbooks will arrive on Wednesday. Our virtual folks are not going to get them early. We're charging, I think, like $16, which is the ground price, but I'm going to pay for overnight to everybody because I want them. They're going to leave here Tuesday, and they're going to arrive at your house FedEx overnight on Wednesday, so that no one gets the books early or late. And then if you're coming to the event, we're going to hand you your book in person on Wednesday night. So that's going to be really exciting. Just a quick reminder. So we've got FallCon. We've been talking about FallCon since last March, 4 days. We've got the 3 certifications, probably what I will call the best content and education in real estate history. I'm going to go that far. Wow. And then we added on a second event next door to FallCon called our ASCEND Agent Expo, which is just 2 days. It's the 16th and the 17th. There's going to be a product demo, mini stage, LPT product demonstrations, vendor networking. Great way to introduce other agents to LPT, right? So one of the things that we kept hearing is like, hey, Robert, we want FallCon to be a recruiting event. and I wanted FallCon to be an education event. What's most important to me is preparing our existing agents for the boom, but I do understand we want to continue to grow and bring in other agents as well. So we added in the ASCEND Agent Expo as a free event for any agents to come through to happen next door to FallCon. And so this is to give you an idea of the layout. So the blue there is all of our FallCon rooms and breakout sessions, general sessions in that big blue room. And then we have the free ASCEND Expo taking place in the pink room next door, which will be open to any agent. All right. So if you want to invite someone to the Agent Expo, do it. You know, it's going to be a great time to mingle. Again, people who don't want to be a part of our 4-day certification process can come hang out. They can get 2 days at the ASCEND Agent Expo. This is what the expo is going to look like. So we have an expo stage in the back right corner. It's got seating for about 200 people because we are going to be doing some product demonstrations. We're going to have some folks on there sharing information around intro to AI, nothing like what we're going to be talking about over on the FallCon side of the event. But we're going to have some intro to AI, information about joining teams, how to choose a real estate team, listing marketing strategies, buyer presentation strategies. So there is going to be content happening at the expo. That content is not going to conflict with the main stage. So if our FallCon agents want to go over to the expo and catch any of the content happening over there and mix with the vendors, totally able to do that. But our expo free agents are not able to come the other direction over to FallCon. We've got about 100 vendors right now signed up. We think we'll get a couple more. Some really great names are going to be in there. I expect thousands of agents to come be a part of this. I mean, I think we're up to like 6,000 or 7,000 LPT agents within driving distance, like local, reasonable, super reasonable driving distance. Probably got a lot more than that within like a day drive, but I'm talking like 2-hour drive. We are the largest brokerage by agent count in Stellar now.
All right.
And over the last 30 days, we were the number one brokerage by transaction count in Stellar as well, which is pretty fantastic. Which is interesting because, of course, only last 30 days because 4 months ago, we didn't have as many agents. 8 months ago, we didn't have as many agents. But going forward, we should kind of stay number one in transaction count in Stellar, which is one of the largest MLSs in the country. And it's the first time that a newer cloud brokerage has passed EXP in any significantly sized MLS. The other cloud brokers haven't done it. They may be bigger than us nationally, but they haven't been able to go as deep in any market the way that we have here in Stellar MLS. We're getting now number one by agent count and number one by transaction count for the last 30 days, and we expect that trend to continue on. Anyway, a little side note there. So because of that, we're going to have a lot of agents, LPT agents, coming to this expo because, again, it's a day drive. It's a couple-hour drive. Come be a part of the expo. The expo is going to kick off at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., both days. And so people can drive in and come be a part of that, and they can network. We're also going to be doing door prizes inside of the expo. I'm actually going to give away some pretty big stuff. I'm not going to actually leak that out today. We'll share that. I almost did. It was like right there on the tip of my tongue. We're going to be doing door prizes as a part of the expo. So again, FallCon registrants can go to the expo and be a part of the door prizes and everything, but expo members cannot go the other way. So really excited about that. The ASCEND Agent Expo, you can go to ascendagentexpo.com if you want to share that with your friends, with anybody locally. So if you're coming in from out of town, if you are local here and there's agents that you want to expose to LPT's tools and culture and education, the ASCEND Agent Expo is a great way to do that. No cost. Our brokers are going to be in the room. Our staff is going to be in the room. The Motivation Monday set will be set up there so people can sit down at the here at the chairs in the Motivation Monday and take selfies or do whatever. It's going to be really cool. So ascendagentexpo.com is where you can get information on that. If you are someone who is really interested in attracting other agents to LPT, this is a great thing. And look, if you're going to be in town for FallCon, start reaching out to folks, start inviting agents you may know from prior brokerages or whatever who are within that driving distance of the ASCEND Agent Expo. We'll probably have some people fly in as well. Orlando is a great place to get to, but I think this dual events is really going to check off all the boxes. I was most focused on providing this education, providing this value, bringing together the agents that wanted to get these 3 certifications. But we also listened to you all, and I got a lot of people requesting, hey, how do I fit in recruiting to this? How do I fit in people that I want to expose to the LPT culture? And so that is the point of the ASCEND Agent Expo happening the Thursday and Friday. Again, right next door. Easy for folks. We're probably going to open up the air wall in the back and let the FallCon folks go right over to the expo when we're taking breaks from the main stage. It's going to be a really, really fun 4 days for our FallCon attendees and a great 2 days for all of our expo attendees. And look, if you're coming in from out of state, there are still hotel rooms left in our block. You can come be a part of the expo. Again, while I think everyone who's going to buy a FallCon ticket has done it, I think there are still a few left, and the virtual option is still out there. It is $13.99 now. That is our late bird special, I guess, whatever the opposite of an early bird and a normal price are. I feel like everybody who's going to come to FallCon has registered, but we may see a few last-minute folks popping in there. But if you're not coming to FallCon, if the $1,300 wasn't in your budget or the 4 days worth of certifications wasn't in your plan, we do hope you'll come join us for the Agent Expo happening Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, definitely. And if you are local, there's absolutely no excuse. Oh, those are the ones we're offended about. If you're, in Washington, okay, we get it. But if you're here local and I know who you are and we don't see you, I'm going to be writing them names down and showing up at people's doorsteps. But yeah, we're super excited to be able to see people in person. Come hang out with the community, man. It's the thing that we miss. And while I think we do a great job of trying to get us together and manufacture these environments where we can connect virtually, there's nothing like being in a bunch of room with tons of entrepreneurs, like-minded people, and just the conversations and the relationships that are built there. So really would love to encourage people who were not thinking about coming to maybe come, even if it's just for 1 day, come hang out at the expo and, meet some vendors and meet some agents.
I love a good expo.
Yeah.
And look, if you're coming to FallCon, you're automatically registered for the expo. You're there. So all of our FallCon folks are good to go be part of the expo. So you only need to register for the expo if you're not coming to FallCon. If you are coming to FallCon, again, keep an eye out for today. An email with important details around getting situated coming in next week, final schedules, all of our speakers. We have an amazing lineup of speakers. They're going to be getting their final assignments at the end of today as well, because again, I had to rewrite the entire schedule this weekend to accommodate everybody. But it really, really great couple of days coming up. And it's fun, Matt, because we are a cloud brokerage. We are virtual for a lot of the time. And, we try to do amazing things here at AIU. But again, this facility can only hold so many people. Right. And again, while the costs are much higher when we go down the road to a professional event venue, I can tell you it makes a massive difference. Yeah. We would not have been able to pull off the things we did. And I'm going to say this too, the branding we've done inside of the hotel is going to knock everybody's socks off. Like when you come into this hotel, this feels like the biggest conference you've ever been to. The design team and Kyle have been hard at work on putting together amazing graphics packages to wrap the columns and the windows and all the stuff inside of the Marriott World Center. Going to be an amazing 4 days for FallCon, an amazing 2 days for the ASCEND Expo. And again, our FallCon folks get to be a part of all of it. Our ASCEND Agent Expo folks are going to have their great 2 days there. But, get in there. Like if you've never used LPT products, if you've never put your hands on a power pack, if you've never held an active marketing plan, again, all these things are going to be happening in the expo. Again, Motivation Monday set's going to be there. We pulled the massive scaffolding LPT booth out of storage. It's going to be set up there. It's really going to be a great, great week next week. And I'm excited, man. I mean, a lot of hard work went into it. So big shout out to everybody who's been helping plan and put this together. Shout out to all of our speakers. Shout out to all of our staff. A lot goes into putting together something of this size, and we're really excited to be a part of it.
Definitely.
And I'm looking forward to not sleeping all next week because we are jammed up, between having the expo and FallCon and sponsor dinners and the VIP dinners for folks who bought the VIP tickets and everything else. I'm going to be running on Red Bull and adrenaline for 4 days, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I saw you block the calendar for the weekend after. I'm like, hey, it's going to be some rest days. And you never take a break. But that's going to be super exciting. And I think to your point, for people who have not had an opportunity to see all of our products, you're going to have a chance to see those things and talk to the experts and figure out how people are utilizing those things. And so that is just an additional added value. And of course, if you're bringing someone who's not with LPT, then they'll have the option to see the ability to see those things as well too, and figure out if it makes sense for them to explore a path on the way here.
There's a handful of booths left in the expo. I think we've sold out most of them. There are a handful of booths left. If you're watching or you've got a great vendor in your life who you think can be a part of that, and some of those sponsorship packages, they can get a little time on the expo stage. It's gonna be great, man. But yeah, if you've got somebody, favorite inspector, favorite photographer, especially locally, because again, while we're gonna have probably 1,000 people there from out of town, if I had to guess, between what we've already got for Fall Con and then the folks that come in maybe just for the expo, should be right on a little over 1,000, and then I think we get a couple thousand locally. Especially with all the agents that are within driving distance. We're going to advertise it heavily to non-LPT agents to come check us out, kick the tires, see what's going on. And then when I announce some of these amazing door prizes, we're going to get even Monday. I'm going to hold that for Monday.
Okay.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
There's going to be some big ticket door prizes to get people's attention. So I'd love to get 3,000-4,000 agents to come out and hang out.
Yeah.
So
I'm so surprised you've been able to keep that one in, because it's a big one. All right. So we are about at time. We're in Q4. What are we gearing up? I know we're thinking about Fall Con, but right after that, what are we thinking about? If you're not coming there, how should I be thinking about my week?
Yeah, look, we continue to see all of this pent-up demand. We've talked a lot about rates going up. I did an interview, I think it was Wall Street Journal, one of the big papers called me last week, talking about how you have consumers' expectations around rates keep getting higher. Like consumers are willing to accept a little bit higher rate every month that goes by, because the level of discomfort, the level of kicking the can down the road, the level of delaying is getting further and further and more uncomfortable. And so somebody who maybe 3 years ago was like, I won't sell my house if I can't get a rate in the 3s, today is like, I won't sell my house if I can't get a rate in the 5s, right? Because it keeps going up. And at the same time, we have rates creeping down, right? Where we didn't see the massive move that we were hoping for off of the Fed's pivot to this more dovish tone, but we are still seeing overall trending downward of rates. There's going to be some hiccups along the way. I think it's going to be into early next year before we really see that. But it looks like we're running toward this kind of meeting point where in the spring buying season next year, the consumer expectation around rates gets to a high enough number, and the bond market and long-term mortgage rates get to a low enough number that those two things are going to intersect. And so everything we're doing right now is to prepare for that moment. And I know this is hard because we're having to do work and we're having to get out there and, check on our people and stay in touch with our consumers and empty our power packs and hold open houses and do all the things that we have to do to be out in our communities and be visible and door knock and do the hard work. And we don't control when the positive outcome is going to happen, because the positive outcome will come whenever that intersection takes place. When this massive wave of consumers who are sitting on the sidelines waiting for a magic rate, and that magic rate, again, is getting higher and higher every month that goes by, when that intersects with the actual state of interest rates, we are going to see this boom. And again, I firmly believe it's going to happen next year. I believe it's going to happen early next year unless something changes dramatically in the economy. And so we should be preparing for that. Everything we do right now, coming to Fall Con next week, is preparing you for that. All the activities you're doing in your business right now are preparing you for that. Yes, we're closing transactions along the way. What we're really doing is we are setting ourselves up for success when that inflection point takes place. And I wake up every day thinking about, do I have enough time left to do the things that we need to do to be ready for that? Do I have enough time left to prepare our agents? Thank goodness Fall Con is only 10 days away right now. Thank goodness we did all the work to get ready for that. Thank goodness we did a whole year worth of AIU events. Thank goodness we've been doing Motivation Mondays and Tools Days and Real Estate First Fridays and everything we've been doing in LPT to prepare our agents, because time is starting to run out. We are in October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months may seem like a long time as we sit here, but I can promise you it is not. We are going to blink and wake up and be at that inflection point. And what I can promise you is the harder you work right now, the more you do right now to be prepared, to be top of mind, to stay in front of your clients for the next 6 months will be the most impactful thing you can do on your entire real estate career. And know that we are here to support you and keep you motivated and keep you prepared and keep you thinking that way. But this is it. It's time to leave it all on the field. Like, this is it. We either win this game or we lose this game, and it happens over the next 6 months as we move toward this inflection point of rate expectations, meeting actual mortgage rates, leading to what will be the biggest boom, the biggest percentage increase in existing home sales that we have ever seen in our lifetime.
Fantastic.
That's what I got for today.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. Have a blessed and prosperous week, and looking forward to seeing you next week, hopefully in person.
Yeah, whether in person or virtual.
Yeah.
Got a lot of folks doing the virtual, which is cool. They get the certifications. We're going to ship them out the workbooks. Virtual is a really cool option for folks who can't make it down to Florida. We want you to come. We want everybody to be here, but if not, we understand. Virtual option is fantastic. And with that, go make it a great week, and we'll see a lot of you in 10 days. But we'll see all of you next Monday right back here on the Motivation Monday stage.